You're watching Mission 360, where we take you around the globe to experience lives, places, and mission. Mission 360 brings you cutting-edge news and stories about Adventist mission work around the globe. So stay with us as we visit a world of mission. Today on the program, we'll be learning about Adventist medical mission work around the world. First up, let's look at a trailer of a special documentary that looks at the work of the Adventist Church around the world.
The 1860s, and the Civil War was raging. And it was a time when medicine was still in the Dark Ages.
There was no concept of a germ theory yet. A hospital is a place you went to die.
A young woman, Ellen White, had a vision she claimed from God for a new understanding of health and healing. It became one of the cornerstones for a new American-born religion, the Seventh-day Adventists. Today, Adventists operate some of the nation's leading hospitals.
One of the key ways that we thought we would make history is to create the community hospital of the future.
Explore the latest medical technology.
To the trained eye, he has an aneurysm right here.
Expand on the pioneering work of infant heart transplants.
The fact that we can take his heart out, put a new heart in, there's something miraculous about all that.
Practice a body, mind, and spirit approach to health and healing.
Even the curriculum in medical school is changing to incorporate a more holistic view.
And the irony is that Adventists, who believe in the near end of the world, are now among the healthiest and longest living people on the planet.
Well, I'm 98 years young.
They live anywhere from 5 to up to 10 years longer. It's pretty exciting.
You just saw a clip of Dr. Martin Dobelmeyer's first video or film, The Adventist, and we have him with us here. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
We're so glad to have you. And before we jump into some of the details about the film, tell us what piqued your interest about it. Why did you choose to use Adventist as the subject?
Well, all my films are on subjects of religion, faith, and spirituality, almost all for PBS. So that's really what my focus has been over all the years. I'm not an Adventist, but I'm a Christian, but not an Adventist, and I have a lot of Adventist friends, and they had been asking me for so long to come out to give a talk at Loma Linda University. So finally, a number of years ago, I did. And while I was out at Loma Linda, I had a chance to meet Dr. Len Bailey, who had done the famous Baby Faye operation. I saw the proton accelerator. I spent quite a bit of time in the church at Loma Linda, and it piqued my interest to see what was going to be possible. I presented the notion of doing this film, The Adventist, to public television. They were open to it. We were all really thrilled with the response. So that's kind of how it all got going.
Okay. What responses do you get to the film after it was released?
Well, we released the film a couple of years ago. It won a lot of the top awards in television for documentary films. It got to #2 on Amazon as a best-selling documentary film, so there was a lot of interest in it. And the response at public television was good enough that they invited the film to come back for 2 additional years. It aired first in a licensing of 2 years, and then it came back for a second 2 years because there was so much interest in the film.
So then after you went ahead and filmed the project, what really stood out to you the most about some of the things that you filmed?
Well, I think that because all the films that I do are on religion, faith, and spirituality, I spent a lot of time in different faith communities. And it was clear to me that what was unique about Adventism is this really carefully thought out theology about faith and health care in particular, and lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. And I thought, particularly, in the beginning of the 21st century, when we're getting less and less healthy as a people, the connection between faith and good health, I think, was an important message, not just for people of faith, but for everyone in general to hear that story. And that's sort of how we focus the story.
Okay, I understand that you're doing a second film on Adventist health as well. Let's take a look at it quickly.
Seventh-day Adventists, an American-born religion whose members live up to 10 years longer than most, with pioneering hospitals and a story that reaches well beyond our borders.
We mothers, we are all HIV positive.
In Malawi, close to 40% of healthcare is provided by faith-based organizations.
We always used to say the missionary went there, he went on a boat for 6 weeks, then he got on a train, he went on a train, then he got on a local bus, and then he got on his bicycle. And when he'd gone as far as he possibly could, then he set up a mission hospital.
So this is the worst flood in the documented history of the Amazon.
First responders were our staff, the people that were here during the earthquake while it happened.
The American missionaries made a huge difference in China early on.
When the baby was born, they realized that things were not right.
What we will do is we'll separate the 3 fingers so that you'll have 3 individual digits.
You do as much good as you can for as many people. You can't fix everyone. You can't save the whole world. You just do the best that you can.
What a wonderful piece. I'm really looking forward to seeing it when it comes out. So why did you decide to do a second film on the Adventist Church?
Well, the second one really grew out of the first film. We're calling this second film The Adventist 2. And it came about really out of the congregations. When I did the first film, I traveled around the country. I did speaking engagements, showed the film in congregations and universities all across the country. And every night people would say to me, you know, that's a great story for what we do here in the United States, but do you know much about the international story of what Seventh-day Adventists do in terms of medical mission work around the world? And the first time I heard it, I said, thank you for sharing that with me. And I didn't think about it really deeply. Second night, third night, fourth night, I kept hearing it again and again. It was clear that the people wanted a second film. And so we spent about a year in the development of it. We were able to raise the funds and actually began production of it earlier this year. And we'll have it now on public television in the spring of 2013.
So what aspect of health stood out the most in this particular film?
Well, in the second film, the clear thing to me is that, you know, we have 1.2 billion people in the world who have no access to health care. It's about 20% of all humanity. And for those who do, about 30 to 40% of the health care comes from faith-based groups, like Adventists, who are doing this work. If Adventists weren't doing this work, so many more people would not have any access to health care.
Wow, that's
So
staggering.
for us, the film is not only an opportunity to share stories, which we have in the film, but really to sort of set out a call for all of humanity. We really have a crisis at hand here. Do something about it.
How does Adventist health compare to other health institutions?
Well, I think the whole notion of Adventist health is framed around body, mind, and spirit. And I think for me that's a really important message, because it is important to heal the body, but Adventists, I do admire that, because they do see the human being as all 3 components, body, mind, and spirit. And when you go into these medical mission groups, and whether it's in Brazil, we travel to the Amazon, or into Africa or in China, what you really do see is this commitment to see the whole person and care for the whole person. That, I think, is really different.
So then how does the health work help others to see God and to understand spirituality better?
Well, I think the most important thing is once you start to talk to these medical missionaries, you realize that they're medical people. They have a scientific background, but they're missionaries for that most important reason. They honestly believe that God has called them to do this, prepared them to do this, and is standing with them as they do this work. So that medical missionary component really comes together in the lives of so many people that we saw in volunteer work, in people who had committed their lives to being in one particular place for so many years. It's really quite an extraordinary story.
Well, we thank you so much for being with us, Dr. Doblmeier.
Pleasure.
And we encourage all of our viewers to go and check out his 2 films. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
After this break, we'll be right back to talk more about Adventist holistic mission, specifically medical clinics in the South Pacific.
One thing held in common by most cultures is the pleasure found in sitting down to enjoy a warm bowl of soup. Nancy Kite has collected and taste-tested recipes from more than 130 countries around the world. In A Taste of Travel, you will feast on the bounty of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains that nourish us. If you live in North America, please call our toll-free number or visit our website and ask for your free copy of A Taste of Travel.
Welcome back to Mission 360, and today's special emphasis is on holistic mission, including health ministry. And our next guest is Dr. Nerida from Hope Channel's Go Healthy for Good program, and she's talking with Alexandra and Hannah.
Hi, Dr. Nerida. Welcome to Mission 360.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
We're glad to have you. We understand that you have a new program on Hope Channel called Go Healthy for Good that airs nightly, Monday through Thursdays on Hope Channel. How is that coming for you?
It's going great. It's just a wonderful opportunity to talk about integrative health, holistic health, but also perhaps to draw viewers that wouldn't normally watch Christian television, to have them to watch Hope Channel and to see if there might be something else that we could interest them with.
So then you're the perfect person to talk about, to kind of tie in the mission element with health. Tell us about how that works.
Well, mission and health go hand in hand, and because mission is all about reaching out to others, and in doing that with health you have so many tools available to you because everybody needs better health. Even someone who is healthy, they need to maintain their health, so everyone needs it.
Yes. How is the Adventist health system in Australasia?
Well, the Sydney Adventist Hospital was opened in 1903 and it still stands. It's still operating as an important provider of healthcare within Sydney. So that's been around a long time. That also has linkage with Avondale College, with the nursing training, and then also with the South Pacific Division. They're now formed the Research Institute, and so that's going ahead in leaps and bounds. They're also now producing the new Complete Health Improvement Program, which is rolled out around the world through our churches. So it's a pretty robust system. And then we also have our mission hospitals within the South Pacific Division. You know, South Pacific Islands, you think of coconut palms and nice ocean, but there's a lot of health need out there.
How is some of the health mission reaching out to the remote areas that may not readily be able to receive the help that it needs?
Well, I think of Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands. They are places where the health needs are very extreme. They're very remote. The islands, especially through the Pacific, you have areas that can be landlocked. There's no road. For example, I think of our hospital in Atawifi. It's the only remaining mission hospital within the South Pacific Division, and it serves 35,000 rural dwellers.
Now, do you have some pictures of
yes,
okay,
I have a picture there of Atawifi Hospital.
Okay.
And to the left, you get the aerial view.
Wow.
And to the left is the runway, because that's the only way in, is either by boat. You can see it's right there on the coast. So you come in either by boat or by aeroplane.
Now, what is it that we're seeing now?
And now we can see the hospital itself, the hospital building. And this hospital has tremendous need. They treat, they provide healthcare to 35,000 people without any laboratory equipment. So there's huge need here.
And what about this next picture?
This next picture is a picture of Kapi. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a picture of Belarus Clinic. And what the South Pacific Division did, they saw they had 55 clinics serving 350,000 people, and with 150 staff scattered across a huge area. And so they said, well, how do we solve the problem? We're just getting the financial support out there, and the resources out there is very expensive. And so they asked for an adopted clinic program. They took this initiative. They asked churches to partner with just one clinic, like this clinic here at Belarus. And so Belarus Clinic was adopted by a church, and sometimes it was 1 or 3 churches joining together. And so this team went out there. I think we have a picture of the team. They went out there and they gave this clinic a makeover, and you can see now the after shot of the clinic. It looks beautiful now. Anybody in the district would want to come for healthcare here. And then they also provided in the next picture a boat, a beautiful new boat with an outboard motor. So that will allow the missionaries to go and the nurses to go up and down the coast and provide healthcare even remotely from the clinic, and or bring people in. So that was a really neat story. And so a number of these clinics have been adopted. I think we see another clinic there, a before shot. This clinic had, unfortunately, they had a fire and the clinic was no longer able to be used. And so again,
so these are some of the people?
All this team came in, that's right, and they remade the clinic, and in the next shot you see a beautiful new clinic with a boat, with an outdoor motor, and it's just beautiful. So that was another project in the Solomons, and I think we have another picture of Kapi Clinic in Papua New Guinea. And the thing about Papua New Guinea is you're way up in the mountains, and the only way, well, you could walk for day after day after day, you know, 6 to 10 days, or in this case, they flew in the supplies with our airplane that we have. We have a really good aviation service up there that is provided by the Adventist Church. They flew in the supplies, they flew in the team, and I think we have a picture there of the team with the partly built building, and so they just remade that clinic. They had to start from scratch.
So they're really just going above and beyond to make sure that these individuals can get the help and the care that they need.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And there are still more clinics that need help out there, and the people, many of these people never see a doctor in their lives. They are born, they live and they die without ever seeing a doctor, and their health care is provided by nurses. And for example, in the Solomon Islands, 50% of the primary care nurses have been trained at Adventist Hospital there at Atawifi.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Well, let's go to the South Pacific and let's visit some remote clinics which are bringing life and healing to many people.
On this early morning, a mission pilot warms up his plane. He is preparing for the day. As he flies over some of the most remote jungles of Papua New Guinea, he prays for the great need in this region. The people here are in need of medical attention. As the pilot approaches a village, he knows that God is working here. In Mangino village, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has set up a small medical clinic. This clinic offers the people in the village medical attention. The people here constantly struggle with such things as malaria, broken bones, the flu, and pregnancies. For a majority of these people, this is the only access to medical care they will ever have. You can begin to see the importance of this service. People travel great distances on foot from other villages to the Mangino Clinic. Roy Lowley walked here with his parents from another village. They came in search of treatment for his mother, who was not feeling well. After trekking for hours through the jungle to get here, this family is very appreciative of the work being done and hopes for a clinic in their village someday.
We have privilege to have the SDA mission to come up here and then set this hospital so that all the people located around the bush places like here, we usually come and take the medicine here for our treatment, yes.
As the mission pilot prepares to leave, he sees firsthand the work that God is doing here. These clinics are an opportunity for the people in the village to see Jesus. The work here is plentiful, and the Mangino Clinic struggles to tend to the high demand of those seeking medical attention. The Mangino Clinic is just one example of the clinics throughout the South Pacific region. Other clinics in Papua New Guinea and the small island of Tanna face the same challenge every day. As you can see, this is a big challenge here. This quarter, a portion of your 13th Sabbath offering will go to help build remote medical clinics in areas where people are in great need. These clinics will help hundreds of people throughout the South Pacific region. Please pray for the work being done here, and thank you for your support of Mission.
As you can see, these clinics are touching thousands of lives throughout the South Pacific. And this quarter, in Sabbath schools around the world, in Seventh-day Adventist churches, the 13th Sabbath offering will go to help build more of these clinics. If you'd like to support this offering, just go to adventistmission.org and you can give your gift there. Don't go away, we'll be right back after this break.
One thing held in common by most cultures is the pleasure found in sitting down to enjoy a warm bowl of soup. Nancy Kite has collected and taste-tested recipes from more than 130 countries around the world. In A Taste of Travel, you will feast on the bounty of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains that nourish us. If you live in North America, please call our toll-free number or visit our website and ask for your free copy of A Taste of Travel.
It was way back in 1866 that the Battle Creek Sanitarium opened as the pioneer medical institution based on Adventist health principles. Today, around the world, the Adventist Church operates more than 500 hospitals, clinics, dispensaries, senior centers, and orphanages. Every year, graduates of Adventist medical schools, such as Loma Linda University, prayerfully head out to serve as medical missionaries around the world, from Hong Kong to Cameroon, Nepal to Malaysia. Over the years, medical missionaries and medical staff have touched the lives of countless people around the world. Thank you for your prayers and support of mission offerings. They are making a difference. Before we close, let's watch an inspiring music video. For Adventist Mission, I'm Gary Krause. Thank you so much for spending time with us today as we've looked at a world of mission right here on Mission 360.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him. He shall direct your path. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh, and it will be strength to your bones. Honor the Lord with all you have to offer. Even the small is enough to bring honor. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from be strength to your